All right, well, it's been a big week in politics, and joining us now to unpack it all is 2GB Weekends host Michael McLaren. Michael, welcome to the program. I want to start with Labor's mis- and disinformation bill. It's got the potential to destroy our right to free speech, giving Canberra bureaucrats at ACMA the right to fine and prosecute people and social media giants for publishing content they deem to be harmful. And believe it or not, on this occasion, the bureaucrats and human rights activists seem to at least in part share our concerns. On Wednesday, ACMA chairwoman Nerida O'Loughlin admitted the concerns raised by the social media giants, lawyers and the coalition about Labor's misinformation laws are, quote, valid. And now even the Australian Human Rights Commission, normally an ally of Labor's, has warned that giving any government body the power to be the sole arbiter of truth has inherent dangers. Michael, are Labor losing the support of the human rights lobby that is so often their ally in political arguments? And why hasn't the Prime Minister yet put this bill to bed?
Thanks for having me, Amanda. I don't think that Labor are necessarily losing the support of the human rights lobby. Maybe on this one they're losing an element of support, but I don't think from that we can extrapolate they've lost support across the board. That would be rather revolutionary, as indeed this idea happens to be. But, I mean, one of the things that strikes me as bizarre about this is you've now even got some of these social media companies coming out and saying, hold your horses here, people. This could be a bridge too far. We don't want the stifling of information and free speech. And yet these are often the very same social media companies, when we look in the American context, who decide often incorrectly what is newsworthy and what is not, what is truth and what is so-called fake news. I mean, all we have to do is look to the recent, or not so recent, but the previous US federal presidential election, where we had very blatant and biased censorship effectively going on. The Hunter Biden story was deemed not a story, fake news, despite the fact one of America's leading newspapers broke it and ran with it, and subsequently was proved to be true. And pretty much anything about Donald Trump was run, even if subsequent inquiries have found they were completely bogus and hocus. So, like you, I'm very concerned when you start to get these government and intra-government bodies deciding what can and can't be published. I think underlying all of this, and this is really the crux here, is this idea in bureaucracyville that the average person's a fool and an idiot. They can't determine what's real and what's not. I mean, most things on social media are fake. Most things on social media are ridiculous. They're nonsense. They're opinion. They've got no fact to them. It's just, Bob's thoughts or my thoughts. Doesn't matter. People can determine, the vast majority of people, you and I know this, can determine bulldust from truth. And we don't need, ACMA or, dare I say it, a government body or even the government to be in there holding our hand, guiding us through.
Yeah, you're quite right. It's paternalistic to think that Australians can't sort out what they do and don't accept for themselves. And if anything, there's already too much censorship going on in the social media space.